Hi everybody, this is Greg with the Dice Must Flow. Welcome back to another episode. And today we're going to take a look at the Kickstarter board game that I recently received. It's done by Gray Mass Games, and it's called Dogs. Let's go ahead and take a look. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Dice Must Flow. And today I wanted to do a quick unboxing and maybe take a quick look through the game Dogs. And this is done by Gray Mass Games. This was a Kickstarter that I backed, and just came in the mail. So I went ahead and opened it. We're going to open it up here. I did open a little bit, just take a quick peek at it, and we'll kind of go through some of the different things. Gray Mass Games. And so counters, and these are counters that represent gas. I should say that this is a worker placement game. And in this game you run a dog sanctuary. And you're going to go try and move throughout the city and get the best dogs and move them into your sort of humane society or pens. And different dogs are sick, they might need to be healed. And certain dogs can only be next to other dogs. And there's what they call city dogs and country dogs. So, like I said, there's medicine, food, gas for your truck, money. And this is kind of an interesting thing they did in the Kickstarter. Each person in the Kickstarter was able to, if they had a dog of a certain type, like this bulldog, they're able to buy a name and name this dog from the Kickstarter, and they put the dog's name and where it was located at. And it was kind of interesting following the Kickstarter because so many stories about people posted about their dogs and what they were doing or what their little quirks were or whatever. And so that was kind of interesting. So let's take a look at the boards. So this is a player board, if I can turn it the right way. And so each person has a kennel. And you start with 2 dog pens in your kennel, the office, and your storeroom, and your veterinary area, and your garage. So like each player, I said, has a kennel that they start with. And so the player board, try and back up so we can see that. I'm going to have to hold the camera though. So you can see the player board, there's country dogs and city dogs, and there's paw print locations of where these dogs might be found. Okay, and so you can see down at the bottom here, victory points for your kennels. If you have 2 dogs this way, it's 2 points. 3 points if your kennel is filled with 3 dogs. 5 points if your kennel is filled with 2 dogs. And then 2 dogs of a type. 8 points if you get 3 of a type. 12 points if you get all 4 of the same type in the kennel. There's another piece that comes out or is part of the game, and that is the dog fair. And as different dogs are found, if people don't want them, they can be put out here in the dog fair, and then people can buy them. Or you can go to different places on here and perform different actions. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Each player has their own truck, and in the truck you can put counters for what it's carrying. We got meeples. Interesting, nice little. So here's your truck meeple. It's kind of interesting. I was saying this is the dog counter. I'm going to guess that's the first player token. And then these are your human, veterinary, or whatever. And here's dog pen. Dog pen meeples. Interesting meeples throughout here. And then finally, there are some cards. And I don't know if these are event cards or what. But they show the different dogs, town hall, gas. That's a Kickstarter type thing. And so I'm not sure what these actually use for, but they all have the same back, other than the Gray Mass Games one. And I guess they don't all have the same back. So some of them have, some of these are dogs and some of them are different types. So we have the blue back ones which show actual dog pairs. I'm not sure what those are. And the green back ones which actually show locations or vet or money and things like that. So how do you play the game? I guess I can kind of go through some of this with us. These are bonus cards, and these are like dog exchanges or free entries, and then these are dog fair cards. These are the dog fair cards. There's 9 of them, and you have the dog fair, which is on the bottom of this, and then action spaces, which are up on the top. And so basically, everybody starts with you're going to shuffle and place the dogs onto these dog counters locations here. And shuffle and reveal 1 dog fair card face up, and place tokens within everybody's reach, and randomly draw and place 1 dog on each dog location. Each player is going to get their truck meeple, their 3 kennel meeples, and 2 extra people plus $3, 2 food, 2 medicine, and 6 gas. And we talked about the player board and how they can be done. So basically, you're going to try and, in this game, you're going to move and collect dogs. Move or return. Move and collect dogs. Return to your arc, which is your player board, and put dogs in the kennel. And so you're going to move on the board with your truck, and you have to spend gas to do that. So then phase 2, you're going to assign workers. You place an available worker on one of these top 5 action areas and a maximum 2 workers per space, and collect the card for that space. And then you can do a building action. So like at the warehouse, the player may choose to exchange up to 2 resource tokens in his clinic with general stockpile or reserve or food. The pet shop, the player can buy food and medicine for his arc. I guess that's the player board. The veterinary, the player may spend medicine tokens. The dog fair is where a player may make a deal with the dog fair to do one of the following: buy, sell, or trade a dog. And so you might be trying to trade a dog to get the 3 or 4 of a kind in your kennel. And they have rules about how to sell or whatever. And then the following phase, there's a phase 3 where you have to feed the dog, you have to pay wages, then you do board cleanup, and then player cleanup. And so the game ends. There are 2 ways, I guess, for 2 to 4 players. In phase 1, if all players choose not to move from their central starting location on the board, finish the round and continue to scoring. Or in phase 3, if there are not enough dogs to fill all the empty spaces, cleanup, you're basically going to keep putting new dogs out. And then they have some optional rules for advanced rules. And here's 2-player rules, an example about how you might you move, or if you end up picking up too many dogs. And so and then here's actually a list of all the dogs that were named and came in from the Kickstarter, so that was kind of cool. And so that's a quick look at the game Dogs, I should say. And here's our scoring. So like I said, you get 2 points or 3 points. The more of the same kind you get in the kennel. Building additional stalls gives you points. And they have rules about certain dogs can only be not next to each other. So like all dogs in the infirmary are negative points. And you get a kennel diversity bonus, and you get a bonus if you get extra assistance, which you can buy during the game. And like I said, so that is my quick look at Dogs Kickstarter game. I'm sure you can go out and get a look at this, or you can go to Gray Mass Games and order it. You know, I really love worker placement, and our whole family loves dogs. And so I got this as kind of something that I thought that the family would play. Maybe not so strategically deep, or miniatures or whatever, which I deal with a lot. But, you know, my wife and my son's girlfriend might actually like to play this game. And so that's why I picked it up. And I'm really looking forward to getting to a playthrough of it. And so I did want to share it with you. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. And we'll talk to you next time. Thanks.